Hey everybody, welcome back to Out of the Ordinary with Jay, and I'm with
Nikki.
Nikki. How old are you?
I'm 50.
Okay, we're going to skip the rest of it and get right into it because we're going to talk about a subject that I hope does not bring me any pain in this interview: menopause.
That's an evil laugh. You hear that?
I know,
right? That's
I know.
evil.
And I don't even have questions written for this, so I'm just going to kind of wing it for this interview. But you've went through it.
Yes.
Like, when did this happen for you?
So it started like about when I turned 42, 43, which is...
That seems young.
It is young. Hereditarily, it runs in my family at a young age. My mom was like 37.
Okay.
That's when all your eggs start drying up.
And like, I know it also happens to other women or women at younger ages for other things too, like disease, thyroid function.
Sure. Yeah.
I think hysterectomies even can induce it happening. So there's a lot of. So, what is like? What was it like?
Well,
first of all, how long did it last?
Yeah. So probably about 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah. So it started with me like missing periods here, so pre-menopause, right? So I started missing periods and wondering, what was going on. Thought I was pregnant one time, wasn't.
Yeah, 7 years. I'm gonna straighten this out here. So 7 years. That's like 20,000 days or something.
Just hot flashes, night sweats, 15 pounds of weight gain.
Whoa.
Literally, I got up to. I typically weigh around 130, and got up to about 147.
Wow.
Yeah. Emotional. And there's different ways, you can go about it. You can go on this like hormone therapy treatment. You can do like this pellet they put in you that releases whether you need testosterone or estrogen or
progesterone or
whatever. Yeah, they do a blood work to see what you're low in, what you're high in.
So when you said like moody or emotional or whatever, like so is it like, I am gonna sound ignorant because I am totally ignorant, is it like then like the worst part of a period just constant, or is it different than that?
It's a roller coaster. Nothing's constant. It can be one day, one word can set you off, and fire can be literally going through your veins and you see red, or you break down and cry about, I don't know, that you didn't put the dish away, or I didn't get water in my cup in time.
So from my perspective, this sounds awfully similar to what in the past I think they called demonic possession.
Yeah.
So
because you don't know when it's coming on. You don't know how to turn it. You can't turn it off. There's not a magic. They do say like the hormone therapy treatment that the doctor can put you on. I just chose not to take that path, so I took the homeopathic path. So
did it work?
It did. I feel like maybe my process was a little bit longer with the night sweats and the hot flashes.
This all sounds like a fun party.
The hot flash was like the craziest thing I had ever experienced. That? It felt like there was a ball of fire in the middle of my body, and I just felt heat extracting from it and coming out of every pore.
What is that? What is it even?
Pores that I just hot, and you see me get flush, and like I start sweating out of my...
This really lends itself to the demonic possession idea.
Like every hair follicle, I felt sweating. Like I could feel every hair follicle. Yeah.
This is why in the past, I think, when this event would happen with them, they would stone them to death in the village.
I bet.
They were like,
I don't blame
she's out of her mind. She's not even the same person anymore. She's crazy. She's doing damage to the whole village.
Totally concur. But then the next day you're like, oh, hello, and you're like, wait, what? I'm like, or crying the next day, everything is just so sad. Wow. It's tough. It's rough on our bodies. It's rough on our head. Like pregnancy brain is a thing. So is menopause brain. Like you forget why you walked into a room. You forget where you set something 30 minutes ago.
So this sounds like the worst party or worst person ever. My question is, you stayed married through this, and my question is, do you think less of your husband for putting up with this nonsense?
No, but I think he thinks less of
I'm just
me.
kidding. And not that you had a choice in it, but I'm just saying, like, as an example, say there was nothing to point to, no health thing, like there was no name for it. We didn't know. And I was just around somebody. And they changed so profoundly. And so we're doing so many crazy things, and we're whatever, mean, moody, etc.
Our bodies changed
I would be disappointed in myself if I stuck it out.
Putting up with
Yeah. I'd be like, what's wrong with me?
So we've been together 10 years. We've been married 10 years. And so
by the way,
2 years after.
Just real quick, feel free to comment and beat me up on this. I deserve it. I am playing the role of a shallow man quite well. Okay, so thank you. Okay, go on. 2 years.
So 2 years into it, that's when he starts seeing these changes from me, right?
2 years into it, all.
Yeah.
Honeymoon's over.
Yeah, because we met when we got together at 40, right? So around 42, I was like, oh, I think I'm pregnant, and we're like, oh no, so, but I wasn't. I was premenopausal, and then...
Don't worry, it's something else.
Yeah, you're not, you are going to wish
you
it was
wish.
pregnant, yeah. For reals. And then my body started changing, so I'm unhappy with my body, and I'm sure he wasn't happy. He was never said anything. He did not say anything. But now that I've gone through the 7 years of fighting it and trying, I've lost my 15 pounds. I feel great. I don't have hot flashes. I don't have my roller coaster moods. I knew I was having them. Like, I could look at him and be like, I'm getting angry. I'm irritated. I can't tell you why. And it would be
that's the one thing that I would just say that I think where we get screwed up, not just on menopause, but on periods, on everything, where we miss the ball completely, is that, like, we're upset, like, that you're not in control and you're not yourself.
Right.
You're
and
you.
Why can't we
but you're you, and you're not in control, and you're not. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be way worse. It's got to be way worse being the person. The frustration, like the frustration we see should be multiplied by like 10. For your own self, because you're effectively losing your agency for a period of time.
Literally,
you know what I mean?
Control of my emotions, control of my thoughts, control of my weight. I'm out of control of all. I lost all control of all of that for about 7 years. Loss of hair. My hair got thinner. Our hormones are just messed up, and so you go in, they check your blood, they tell you what you do need, what you don't need.
I'm just thinking, your husband probably, like, a year into it, he's like, if this would have been the profile on Match.com I saw.
Right. Yeah, he was like, I don't know if we would have got married.
First date, last date.
For reals. I'm glad we got married before I started into menopause.
I just say
no joke.
So, what do you think dumb men like me miss about this whole thing? What are we missing? What do we not get?
It's tough. You just have to be a little more understanding, because we don't want to be that way either. We don't want to be upset or moody or not know why we have these feelings. We don't want to gain weight. And not all women gain weight.
Yeah. But it is a freaky thing, though, even just with hormones and neuro, because, like, I could say something to you, like, one day, right? And you'd be like, oh, that's the sweetest thing. I could say the exact same thing the next day, and you'd want to rip my head off. Like, from my perspective, like, trying to define the playbook, I'd be like, okay, that worked one time. Totally did not work the next time.
There is no playbook. There is no playbook.
Throw out the playbook.
There is no playbook with menopause. It's horrible, and like the night sweats are horrible. Like, I would have to get up and change my clothes.
Wow.
It would be so much sweat. You would think I would not gain weight, and I would sweat it all off.
Yeah, right. You would think you'd be down to nothing. You just dissolve. I would tell you.
I can laugh about it now.
Yeah, sure. I hope. Please don't change on me in the middle of this interview.
No,
it's being videotaped, so if you murder me, people will know. No, so one of the things that I've noticed, I know a number of women that I've met over time that have, I've talked to them about menopause, not on camera. This is my first interview about it. But one of the things that I've noticed in some of the people that I know that are like closer, that I've been able to like monitor their behavior over time. And this is not all of them, but enough of them to where I think it's like a thing. And I'd love to hear your opinion on this, where they'll get like an idea stuck in their head. And like, that's it. That's the way that it is. Like
door closed.
Like this show's stupid. Oh, but this, I told you it's
Right.
stupid already.
No, yeah,
like
the
like
door's
like like like
closed.
once like an opinion gets locked in,
Yeah.
that's it. There is no more evidence that can be permitted, or is it just the sort of the ones that I've seen?
It depends, yeah.
Like,
So on the mood swing part, like if I'm angry and I don't like that we're done watching that show, yes, the door, or I'll get up and storm off. I guess each person is different. I don't know.
I don't know. It's almost like almost like a permanent opinion of someone or something, though, that even persists
Permanently?
past,
Oh,
like
I
a
don't-
moment, like it will last maybe like years,
I don't
where
know.
where they'll have an opinion on something, and that's
Oh,
just
and it just
that's
gets stuck.
that's
That's
it.
it.
And the reason why I
Closed
say
door.
that, the reason why I say this, because I know that's not the way that person always was. Do you know what I mean? I just could tell
That
post
could
menopause
be.
where
That
they're
could
now
be.
like,
Yeah,
this
I
is
don't
it.
like mayonnaise. Yeah.
That's it. Right.
Yeah.
I don't like anything with man in it. Mayonnaise, nothing.
Right. That could be. I'm
Okay.
not that way though. I'm not that
Okay.
person.
So is there something that you
Or I
think?
would not be married to my husband.
What is
still.
something you would
I
tell?
didn't like it a lot.
What is something you would tell women that are or younger girls that are going to have to deal with this? Like, what do you wish someone would have told you?
Background check on how your mom handled it. My mom gave me a lot of advice. She helped me through a lot of it.
So not just background check with your mom, but also maybe be in a friendly position with your mom to where you can talk about it.
Yes. Like
yeah.
I would call her and be like, what can I do to help these hot flashes? And she told me like magnesium, and I took a bunch of just homeopathic like root stuff and just stuff for that didn't go over the counter.
Okay.
So, and she was really good about that. Keeping an ice pack in the fridge, putting it on the back of your neck, like just all of her, sitting. If you need to go sit by yourself, go sit by yourself for a little bit.
Yeah.
Avoid the situation. Walk away is a big one.
Put the knife down.
Yeah. So my husband had a joke. We always put the butcher block whenever I was getting. He put it in the freezer. I found it in the freezer so many times. We went on a trip to Cabo, and I went into the little kitchen, and I'm like, "Why are the knives in the freezer?" And he's all, "You know why."
Dude, he's a brave guy. Because if he catch you on the non-joking day,
right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Daggers.
So what would you tell? Because it's inevitable for you women. What would you tell young ladies that are as they approaching this like read a book or like what? You just it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It sounds like a horror movie.
It's going to happen because I've had my friends that are my age, because I went through it younger.
Yeah.
I have a couple of my friends that would just be like, "Oh, where's your paper plate?" Because I always carried a paper plate in my purse for a fan.
Oh.
Like I just, wherever we went, I would just hot flash.
That's a nice little
right. So now,
nice little tip, by the way. I like that.
and they would always just laugh at me, and now they're going through it now because I have two best friends up in Sholo, and they're going through it now, and they're like sending me all these jokes about pregnant, and she's like, "My brain's going crazy," and I guess, and I'm like, "Remember when you laughed at me? Remember when you laughed at me? I know what you're going through right now." Yeah.
That's kind of a, I don't know if
So
I'd almost,
inevitable.
you know what it reminds me of? And again, this is just a man's point of view talking, but it kind of reminds me of, in a weird way, like death. It's like, it's coming.
Yeah.
You don't really want to talk about it. You don't want to deal with it before you have to. And it's inevitable. And there's nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do.
It just sounds
there's
like...
There's not a vitamin you can take. There's not an exercise you can do. None of it.
Do you get ever like mad at men that like we don't have these issues? like just the unfairness of it all. Like that we don't have to deal with that.
No.
I would. I'd be bent all the time.
No, I did when I was younger, especially about the period, right? You guys don't have a period every month.
Yeah.
But we get to carry life in us. We get to have babies.
God, I would be so, like, part of me would be like, guess what? You're going to bleed as much as I do this week. Hurts, doesn't it? Okay. Don't worry. It only lasts a few days.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Let's
it.
see if you can last with all that blood going out.
It's funny. I asked my aunt one time. I was younger, like a teenager, and I asked my aunt one time. I go, so what's it like having a kid, like being pregnant, or like having a kid? And she goes, well, for you, it'd be like kind of like shitting a watermelon with razor blades on it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
no further questions.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm good.
Maybe
I'm done.
I don't know if we're stronger than you.
Well, you outlive
Women?
us by a number of years, and I don't know. Why do you think?
Our bones are softer.
I don't know. I mean, you guys outlast us by like 7 years or something on average. Now, I don't know if that's
Okay.
because I think this is my two working theories. I think it's because all of the things that we've talked about just make you tougher. Like you're just well equipped for adversity. You're just way tougher. On the other hand, I sometimes feel like if a guy had to deal with that long enough, he might be like, you know, I'm going to check out 7 years early.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's a stupid joke. Okay. Please. Anyway. Okay. So what do you think? What do you think people maybe misunderstand in general, or what should generally people know about this? Like, is there help for it? Is there? There
is.
You identified a few things, but like, I don't know.
There is, but even with those things, like there's a newer thing that a couple of my friends have been doing in the last maybe 10 years. It's been out, maybe longer, I don't know. But it's a pellet that gets inserted in you and releases when your body's low on estrogen or testosterone or progesterone. And it balances out, has a time release, and they fill this capsule pellet with what your body is going to need.
That's
like
cool.
they monitor.
Does it help with like the hot flashes and all that junk?
It does, and it does help a lot. But for me, I chose not to take that path just because I didn't want something in my body. I already have like weird reactions to things sometimes when I take stuff for like a birth control or something like that. So I didn't. Which you could have it removed if you did, but I just preferred not. I just took the natural, long, hardcore version of it.
So maybe that's kind of like a hopeful thing, though, for those that haven't experienced it yet, is that every year that you go on, the technology gets better. The medicine gets better, the treatments get better, the knowledge gets better.
The testing gets better.
So that's probably a good thing.
Figuring out what our bodies actually are doing gets better through all of the priors. You know, my mom and my grandma, what they had to go, for sure. For sure there's help out there, but because they even say like the hormone therapy treatment, like I can tell you, some people will tell you causes cancer, but then some people say it doesn't, or you can get a hysterectomy and get everything removed.
I think what you're bringing up, I think, is one of the most challenging things for you poor women is in this regard, and I would say it for guys probably in some other way, but for sure in this case is that you kind of are like balancing, like, okay, I don't want to take this particular drug or pharmaceutical or whatever, or even more stuff that you can get over the counter that could do other harm and probably will have side effects.
That we don't know even about until later.
Right, and then or even give side effects that you don't like, or stay being super stressed out and going through it's like one of those like damned if you do, damned if you don't situations. And you're just trying, you're just trying to like up it a little bit, make your life a little bit easier, and it's probably different for everybody. So you've got to that just seems like a real big.
Everybody.
That just seems like such a challenge in that
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. But it's part of being a girl.
Yeah, thanks for the interview, Nikki. Bye.